9th Annual Vanier College Symposium on the Holocaust and Genocide. I'm Marlene Grossman, and I co-coordinate this symposium, and I'm also a psychology teacher at the college. I'd like to welcome our first speaker. Eddie Cohen is a historian and media commentator specializing in inter-Arab relations, the Arab-Israeli conflict, Islamic terrorism, and the history of Jewish communities in the Arab world. He earned his doctorate at Bar-Ilan University and currently serves as a researcher at the Begin-Sadat Center for Strategic Studies. Following Eddie's talk, there will be an opportunity to ask questions. Please type them in the question box at the bottom of your screen. So Eddie, whenever you're ready, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Marlene. Thank you for having me here. Our topic today is about Muslims who saved Jews during World War II. We know many things about the Holocaust, but we mustn't forget not only the Muslims, but especially the Muslims who risked their life in order to save Jewish people. This is a victory for the humanity, not only for us, but for all humanity. I shall begin my presentation, but before getting to the subject, I must, moral academics, for moral, my moral duty to tell you what's happened now in the Arab world regarding the Holocaust. How the Arab world see the Holocaust. Unfortunately, there are a lot of Holocaust deniers in the Arab world. I will not enter deep into this subject because this is another lecture, but I must say that mainly because of the Arab-Israeli conflict, the Arab world does not know very well about the Holocaust. Some simple facts also, like what is the final solution, these words specific concerning the Holocaust, concentration camps, Adolf Hitler laws, racist laws. This, unfortunately, in the Arab world, when I say the Arab world, it's all the Muslim and Arab world, from Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, even countries that we have peace, Israel have peace with them. This is the bad news, but the good news that it's changing. I will begin to be, in the beginning, I'm pessimist now in the first slides of this presentation, but things are changing. There is a wind of change in all, not all, but in many Arab countries, and this is change. Because today, because of lack of awareness, lack of books, there are a lot of conspiracy theories promoted by extremists in the Arab world. In the school, for example, in the Arab world, we don't learn about the Holocaust. Nothing, nada. Also in the university, in college. That's why there are a lot of conspiracy in the internet. You can see now, for example, one of these conspiracy that the Europeans asked Hitler to kill the Jewish or to deport them from Germany. All these conspiracy are in order to demonize the Jews in Israel. Another conspiracy, some Holocaust deniers say the Holocaust never happened. Or not 6 million people were dead, only 1 million. Some say fewer. Some say there was no chamber gas in the Holocaust. A lot of conspiracy, unfortunately. Some of them, extremists, said this is the punishment is the Holocaust is a punishment from God because the Jews refused to convert to Islam. So we have a lot of conspiracies during from the 45, 46 until now. The Arab world is full of this conspiracy. The reason of this conspiracy is political, is because of the Arab-Israeli conflict. That's one of the reasons why the Holocaust is not, we don't learn about it in the Arab world. They don't speak about it. It's only for political reasons. Of course, in the absence of education, many people believe this conspiracy. But now let's go to that subject and let's speak about the people who saved Jews in the during the Holocaust. There are about 27,000 people, in dozens of Muslims among them. These people must be not, they are non-Jewish. You have Yad Vashem, I will say from the beginning. In Israel, we have the Yad Vashem Museum. In this museum is made studies and research about the Holocaust. It's only the biggest museum that focus on the Holocaust during the World War II. Let's speak about the writers among the nation. These are people that saved Jews during the World War II. The criteria that they must be non-Jewish, they must help saving Jews, but not in order to be converted to Christianity, or not for money. Of course, these are the criteria. This person who did these things is nominated writers among the nation. The state of Israel grant him the Israeli citizenship and also monthly pension monthly. There are many people that lived in Israel, people who saved Jews, non-Jewish people who saved Jews after the World War II. They come and lived in Israel, and they died also in Israel. We are speaking about 45 until now, more than 70, 80 years old past. So who are the, look, this is inside the museum of Yad Vashem. Remember the word, Yad Vashem is a museum who teach and focused on the Holocaust. These are a picture of thousands of people who saved Jews during World War II. And let's focus now on the Muslims one. This is the garden inside the museum. This is a big museum. I'm sure some of them have visited this museum in Jerusalem, the capital of Israel. This is a part of the garden, especially for the people who saved Jews during World War II. Let's begin by this guy, Salah ad-Din ul-Kuman. This is a Turkish consul general. He is Muslim. He's not Arab, but he is Muslim. He saved 42 Jews. He spoke to the Germans, and he told them that these Jews that you are going to deport, they are Turkish. And he did all of he could in order to save Jews, and finally he succeeded. Unfortunately, not many as he wanted, but he saved 42 Jewish people. He also provided false document and false evidence. He lied to the Germans in order to save Jews. This is my favorite guy. An Egyptian Egyptian guy, Muslim, Arab, Dr. Muhammad Helmi. He went to study in Germany. He was a doctor in German, but he was fired from his work. Many don't know that the racist law that Hitler had published against the Jews, not only against the Jews, these racial laws were also against the Arabs. If the Jews were the number 15, the Arabs were 14. So he also paid the price for the racism, Hitler racism. He was fired from his work. He was discriminated. He was not able to get married with his fiancée because he was not an Aryan, a German Aryan. Despite all of these things, he risked his life. He helped his Jewish friend, Anna Boros, a girl 16 years old. The Nazis wanted to catch her and to kill her, to send her to the concentration camp. She was handled by him. He gave her shelter. And he helped her during all the war. He also had arranged so-called marriage that this girl get married with with another Muslim guy, in order, if she's married with a Muslim, so she converted to Islam, so she's not Jewish. That's why the Germans could not kill her or send her to the deportation. Look please at this. I don't know if there are people that read Arabic or Germany. These are false declaration from the Arab Institute. Dr. Muhammad, he declared that Anna, the Jewish girl, has married with another guy. This is his signature here. This is his signature, and this is the date, 16th of June 1943. So these are, 10th of June, sorry. These are false documentation. If the Nazis knew about this, he would be killed for sure. Look, this is the girl, Anna. She was here 15 or 16 years old. And this is her during the 60s, after the war. This is the guy, Dr. Muhammad Helmi. This is the guy, Egyptian. This is his wife. He got married after the war. He got married to his fiancée. The Germans, during the war, didn't allow him to get married with her because he was not an Aryan, a German. So this is Anna, that he saved her life. They become friends after the war, and they were in touch, and she thanked him a lot. And this girl, this is the daughter of Anna. So Anna flew to the States and had a family after the war. This is Anna Boros Gutman with her daughter. And this is Dr. Helmi, who saved her. He saved her life. He risked his own life only to save this person. This is humanity. This is a victory for the humanity. He saved her because she was a human being, not because she was a Jew or a Christian. This is the certificate from Yad Vashem. This is the nephew of Dr. Helmi. He took the recognition from the Israel embassy in Germany. You can see 4 years ago. This is the latest update of the writers among the nation. And this is a very, very, I'm touched every time I read about this guy. Let's go another woman. So this woman is from Albania. She also saved Jews. Some people during the war came to her house. She didn't know that they were Jews, but later when she knew that the Jews were sheltered in their village, she helped them and she risked her life. She risked her life in order to save these Jews, and she was recognized by the state of Israel that she saved Jews, and she was granted the Israeli citizenship. Also from Albania, a Muslim from Albania. A lot of Albanians has saved Jews. Now from Bosnia. You know, Bosnia, Armenia, there are many Muslims and Jews that live together peacefully without any war between them. This is a whole family. Ahmed Sadik Saralop in Salonika, in Greece. He saw his friend and he warned them. He saw a friend of him, a Jewish friend. He told him, don't go to your house. You won't even have a chance to get off the trains before they deport you to a concentration camp. His Jewish friend, his name is Isidor Papo. It's written all that. He listened to his advice. He went to his home. In this Jew, his life was saved also by all these people. It's a family, a Muslim family that is saved and give food and shelter to this guy. In Yad Vashem Museum, there is a garden. You know, it's a garden, a small garden was named after this family. This is the family. This is in 85, I think, 1985. They came to Israel especially to celebrate this occasion, and some of them got the Israeli citizenship also. This is also Fatima and her daughter from Belarus. They were Fatima and Aisha. They were also Muslims. They saved Jews during the World War II, when a Jewish came to her house, and this Jewish, the Nazis wanted to take him away to concentration camps, but they provided him a shelter, they gave him food, and they didn't let him going back to the ghetto where he should be. In June 43, the ghetto was liquidated. They killed all the people there, but this Jewish guy who was in the shelter didn't die because he was in shelter, and they provided him food and all what he needed. Also, Noah Hosha, also from Albania. His father, in the picture, in the small picture, sheltered 4 Jewish families. He saved 4 Jewish families. They were hidden in the underground bunkers in their large house. They risked their life because everyone, the fascists, the Nazis, were searching for these Jewish. So imagine if the Nazis were discovered the Jewish in his house, in his shelter, they would kill everyone without any hesitation. Another Muslim from Albania, we saw in Albania, in Belarus, in Egypt, from Bosnia, all these people, they have point of common, 2 points of common. They were Muslims and they saved Jews without any material thing, without any, how to say, money or recompensation. Okay, as I told you in the beginning, there are a lot of Holocaust denial in the Arab world, but things are changing for the good. Last year, 2020, before the Corona, 25 Muslim leaders headed by Muhammad Isa and Muhammad Ali al-Husseini from the Muslim Association visited visited Auschwitz, and this is a groundbreaking visit. No one visited. No one. They were officials. This guy Muhammad Isa, he was a minister during the Saudi government 3 years ago. So these are people that know that they are involved in the Saudi government. The other one is a Lebanese, and all these people around are Muslims that visited Auschwitz last year, 2 years ago. You know, this is Muhammad Ali al-Husseini. He took picture also. This is unprecedented visit. We never saw this photo from the end of the World War II in 45 until 2020. It's how much? 70 years more, 75, 80. We didn't see things like that. Things are changing. The Holocaust is entering the Arab world, slowly but surely. This delegation made prayer in Auschwitz. We can see the picture. These are pictures from last year, well, January 2020. On the International Remembrance Day, we have the 27th of January every year, an International Day of Holocaust. In Israel, we have this day in April. In April, in Israel, we celebrate this day, but the international community celebrated on 27th of January every year. Okay. Recently, during this summer, Israel made many agreements, peace agreement with the Bahrain, Kingdom of Bahrain, with the UAE, United Emirates, and some other countries like Sudan, like Morocco. So we are seeing a wind of change in regarding the peace between Arabs and Israel. This is the new horizon. for the first time, we celebrated the Holocaust remembrance in Bahrain, also in UAE, Emirate. This is in Bahrain. We celebrated. This is a ceremony in Bahrain, but this was 2 weeks ago. You know, it's written 8th of April, last week. Also in UAE, as I said, this is very touching, very moving. When we saw things like this in Arab countries, this is the first time in the history that the Jewish people, also with Muslims, with Arabs, celebrate ceremony, Holocaust remembrance. You know, they lighted 6 candles for 6 million lives. One candle symbolized 1 million, and we had a very touching ceremony, and this was only last week. Okay, I would like to share you a video, please.
Yeah, there I see it.
Now,
نحن هنا إخوة ونتفق على أن هذه الجرائم هي جرائم بشعة وضد الإنسانية عموما، هي ضدنا عموما. الله أكبر. سمع الله لمن حمده. الله أكبر. الله أكبر.
let's see. Also, let's hear it again. Only 2 seconds. Listen to his
نحن
words.
هنا إخوة ونتفق على أن هذه الجرائم هي جرائم بشعة وضد الإنسانية عموما، هي ضدنا عموما.
So when I saw this for the first time, I almost cried because it's very unprecedented. I have another video, please, to share it. It's about Holocaust denial in the Arab world.
There is a lot.
This is a professor, that a Palestinian professor, lived in the territory, Palestinian territories. He sympathized with the Holocaust. He took his student, Muslim student, to the Holocaust camp concentration in Auschwitz. Listen what happens to him.
There is a lot of ignorance among Palestinians about the Holocaust. The logic goes, teaching about the Holocaust is normalization. Normalization is treason, as in teaching about the Holocaust is treason. So actually, I was accused of treason. My name is Muhammad Dajani Dawoodi, and I was born in Jerusalem. We grew up on the idea that the Holocaust is a conspiracy to deport us from our homes in order for Jews to come and live in them. So to me, what is right was to educate Palestinians and Arabs about the Holocaust. It was planned that we'll take Palestinian students to to concentration camps at Auschwitz. What impact will that have on their way of thinking? There was one student who came to me and said that people told him, your professor will see what will happen to him when he comes back. I realized that coming back will not be easy because here we are breaking a big taboo. We are challenging the collective narrative of the Palestinians regarding the Holocaust. People started to boycott me and attack me and saying that I'm trying to sell the Palestinians' design story. However, when they saw that I did not keep silent and I defended the trip, they created an environment of terror around me. My car was torched. It was an assassination attempt. I was watching it and thinking that this will not deter me from going on, because it is our moral duty that our children will inherit a better future.
This, in my eyes, this is also a hero, because now this guy is living in the United States. He's a refugee. He cannot go to his home because he tried to teach the Holocaust to his students. And look what he had suffered, and he was almost killed. He was also fired from his work. They burned his books that he wrote. And now he lives in the United States. Is there any questions? Marlene, please.
There are a couple of questions. So the first one, has Dr. Cohen ever encountered any acknowledgement among Arabs today of the collaboration of Mufti Hajj al-Amin Husseini with Himmler and the Nazi regime during World War II?
Who said this? Student?
No, I don't think it's a student. Her name is Lucia.
Well, I wrote a book about this collaboration. I have a book. So, but it's not the proper platform to speak about the collaboration. I wrote a book. I have 200. Well, wait a minute. This is a book that I wrote. This is my photo. The Mufti and the Jews. This is the Mufti Amir Husseini. I wrote a book about this, but this is not the proper platform, this is not the lecture. I'm not speaking about the collaboration with the Nazis. Yes, he collaborated. I have a book. I hope that this book will be translated to English. Maybe you can help. Yes, so I have a lot of, I said a lot of things about this cooperation, but of course, this is not the lecture. We can make another lecture if you want. Next, please.
Okay. So the question is, should Israel make a documentary translated to Arabic and put it on YouTube as a way to educate? Would that be a good idea? They would like to know.
We have. If you enter to the site of the Yad Vashem, you can choose languages. You have Arabic, Hebrew, French, many languages. You have all what you need to know about the Holocaust. You can find it in the Yad Vashem site. I can give you, I'm sure you know it, Yad Vashem. You can give it to the students. There's also in Arabic.
Perfect. Okay, so I'll just finish off, because I always like to finish off on a positive note, which is the students that, what would be the best resource for students who are hearing about these types of collaborations for the first time? Where can they go to sort of learn more about it?
What subject? The Holocaust?
The Holocaust, Muslims helping Jews, the connection. I know you have your book.
At Yad Vashem, you can find almost everything. But if they want books, all kinds of books except books in Arabic countries, because you have many books that deny the Holocaust in the Arab countries, from Germany, from United States, from Canada, a lot of books about the Holocaust. In the internet also, you do not need to buy books these days. You have everything in French, in English, not in Arabic.
Okay. Thank you so much, Eddie, for spending some time with us and for teaching us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye,
Thank you.
everybody. Thanks for attending. Bye.